What's up, guys? Q Style. Today we're working on my friend Ralphie's car, 2013 Dodge Dart.
Yeah.
Yep. And so we're doing the brakes and rotors on the car. So you can see them over here, drilled and slotted right there, and carbon fiber and ceramic brake pads. And so we might just show a little bit of kind of what we're doing, not too much of a tutorial because it's pretty simple. You know, just taking off your caliper bolts, taking off your wheels, pulling the actual rotor off, and then slap it all back together. So we'll just show you as we go along. So another good tip that I can give is that using bungee cords or wire hangers. Some people use wire hangers, but the problem is that they're really flimsy, so it doesn't hold it tight enough. But for bungee cords, so that your brake caliper isn't pulling on your brake line, you want to use your bungee cords, and you can just wrap it around your strut, your springs, because you don't want it to pull on this in case it rips or something, you know, just like as a precaution. So bungee cords do work really well. So now that we got that off, just pulled the brake pads off, and then we're going to be putting on these new ones. And a lot of brakes nowadays come with new hardware, so it's good to use it. Honestly, most of the time you probably don't really need to, but because it's not like these are going to be really messed up or anything between brake changes. But we have it, so might as well use it. It pops on really easily, so all you have to do is just pull it off on both sides like that, and you can see how that goes on there. And there. So there's no real reason not to put it on, especially since it's so easy. Okay. Now that those are on, I want to take a look at your old brakes. So you can see that this has this tab right here, which we have some with the new hardware. So you just want to kind of like match up, make sure that you're using the right ones. For his car, the brakes are the same style on both sides, but for my car on the Subaru, it was different style pads for the front and the back. They had different shapes for it. So you want to make sure, take a look at your old brake when you pull it off, see what side it's on. That way you know exactly which way to put it on, because you don't want to put it on backwards or whatever, because, you know, trying to force it, you don't want to mess something up. So another thing that comes with this kit is these little boots right here, which has the bolt for you to screw in your caliper onto for this style of brakes. And so just pull that off, and you're going to use the new one right there, and we have some lubricant for both sides of it. So take it off, put it in the same exact way, pretty easy. Okay, now it's time to put the new, so normally right now if you were just doing the brake pads, we would go ahead and just put the new pads right on there. But because we're gonna do the rotors, we're gonna need to unbolt two of the bolts back here, holding in the caliper bracket, and then we're gonna be taking off the rotor, putting on the new rotor, and then reinstalling just like we took it off.
Yeah.
So we got this caliper bracket off right here. Another good tip, make sure you keep your bolts together, because I don't know how many times I've lost or have to like look for it, and it's just a lot easier if you just thread it on partially, just so that they don't go anywhere. Yeah, so we use the breaker bar to get this off because they are on there tight, and as soon as you get off that first bolt, it'll just fall off. So hold it up And then now we're ready to take off your rotor. The rotor, you're gonna notice, is like you can't pull it off because it's tight on there, because you know your lug nuts and all of that. So right here, and it depends on every car, but can you see this right here, babe? This right here is for an Allen key. Now it depends, like on my car, it was not an Allen key, it was a screw. So, you know, it depends on every single car, but basically you just have this part right here, which you tighten or loosen, and that's to pop off the rotor from the hub. All right, guys, we kind of skipped a few steps just because we wanted to get it done, and we had a problem with an Allen key. So right here is the Allen key, and what that is basically it's holding the rotor to your hub. And so, you know, it depends on each car. On my car, I don't have one of those. It just mates up, and then when you put on the wheel, it just kind of locks in place. But, you know, every car is different. For this one, this side, no problem, took it off. This side, however, it started to strip. So we tried using another one, tried to extend it, didn't work, started rounding. We used another one, that started rounding, used another one, that started rounding, until we finally got one. There we are, all fitted up, wheels on. And I think I'll make this part one of a video, because we just did the front, but he also has the rears, and so we'll do the rears in another video.